Hello everyone and welcome to my channel. My name is Charles. We are back and it's a special day. It is August and this is our 1 year anniversary on this farm this month. I have some great news and some, not so great news. First off, let's start off with a little bit of good news. As you can see right here, not only is this path lined with trees, these trees are the American elm that I planted on this outer road to go along with the spruce. And a lot of those that I have planted previously have grown. So they have gotten out of their initial planting stage and entered their first growth stage. So that's wonderful. We, as suspected, as we talked about in our last episode, we have 2 crops ready to be harvested. I've already been down there this morning, of course. Megan has already been here. I talked to Grandma Rachel, gotten caught up with them, and did all the morning stuff, went back up. My family has arrived on Mars now. So my wife is here. My 2 sons are here with me as well. So we'll talk more about that. Some of it went according to plan and everything. Everything that we did around the house, the trees, as I suspected, the trees, the grass, the house itself. My wife really loves those. Also here, you can see, I might as well, since I'm running past them, I should tell you, on this lower level, I have planted some trees kind of around. I noticed, I've got trees up around the top and around the perimeter, around the dome over here, the shop dome. But I really didn't have them anywhere else, and I was watching someone else's videos. It was Farmer Sim, and he's playing this map, and he has some trees here among the shops and everything, the productions and stuff. So, and it looked really good. And I thought, well, why have I not, I really have kind of not done anything down here to dress this area up, make it look any better. So I went ahead and planted some, these are maple trees that I've planted down here. So we've got that going. I think we can go ahead and go over here and get this guy started. Of course, this is the one. Let me make sure. Yes, we do not have the straw enabled on this one. I'm wondering if I should or not. No, we'll go ahead and leave it off. But I am going to put it on a worker. Oh, never mind. I'm going to put it on a worker and then get out. And I'm going to go get into, now where did I leave? Yeah, oh, down on this end. I left this harvester down here, so this one I do want to have the straw enabled on this, and it is, so I can go ahead and get rid of that menu, and I will start this harvest. So some of you may notice that it has been quite a while since I posted. Just after my family arrived here, in fact, I started kind of feeling a little bit bad the day before they were set to get here, and by the time they arrived, I was full blown into a sinus infection, and it really it took me quite a while. It's been about 2 weeks, I think, since I've posted a video, and I really have to thank Megan. She really took care of the animals and everything, even more than usual while I was laid up. She is, now that we've reached August, I don't know if I've mentioned it before, they have a year-round school system here. August is the only month that they get off, and then they go back in September. So since she's had August off, she's been coming by every day and putting in way more hours than what she normally would, or is required to. Well, she was already doing that, but she stepped it up even more in order to help me out. So I really appreciate that. Also, after we got here, and after my family got here and everything, of course Rachel met them and everything, and so she, my wife met Megan and Grandma Rachel, and so then Rachel's mom also came over. All of them came over and kind of did a housewarming party for us, and brought some things over for us and everything. So that was really great. They got to meet, my kids got to meet Megan, and she was telling them about a little bit more about what life is like here. They're a little bit older. They're both out of high school, in their 20s, and they're 4 years apart. So, but my youngest son is just a bit out of high school, and interested in engineering, whereas my other son, my oldest son, is here. Believe it or not, one of the things he already has a job lined up for him, and he's just kind of waiting for them to get it all set up. They are getting much more into tourism, thinking of it down the line, and they're putting in some things that are not necessarily just for sustaining the colony, like the farming domes and things like that, and growing the food, and we're actually producing so many, and other people have productions even that I don't have, and but the productions that I have and the ones that other people have are producing enough here that a lot of the, we're going to take a bigger cut of everything that, that some of it would have been sent to Earth. And they're starting some tourism. And one of the things that they want to do is to put an aquarium in here on Mars. So, when people come, that'll be, they can go to it'll be the only aquarium on another planet that we know of. So that in itself would be a tourist attraction. Of course, there won't be Martian fish or anything in it, but and that was what my son was doing back on Earth before he came. So he'll be getting right back into that. My youngest son is in engineering, so he's going to be taking some engineering classes, and will be kind of involved with the group that designs new things for the domes, and I did a video recently about my thoughts about the second version of the dome and everything, and he's of course that's already kind of been designed, but any future things that they want to alter or offer for us, he's gonna be taking more and more apart in that. So yeah, as everything is working out there. Only one problem. I've shown you my house that I had put in up there. It's it's a grain silo basically that's been turned into a two level house, 2 bedrooms. 2 bedrooms, only 1 bathroom. So that's one less bathroom than we had in our house on Earth. And so for me and my wife, that is great. That's right up our alley with our kind of taste and style for what we would like. It's kind of fun. My boys, I didn't even kind of think about this for some reason. They are not as happy that they have to share a room, and that it's a relatively small bedroom, and there are two small single beds in there and everything. They were thankful I didn't put them in a room with bunk beds or anything like they had when they were kids. But that was when we lived in an apartment back on Earth, and after we moved into the house there, so for years, they've had their own bedrooms, and suddenly they've had to go back to sharing, and so they have grumbled about that, and I'll probably talk a little bit about what's going to be going on with that in the future. It's just we have looked through the catalog and everything, and since I obviously have a ridiculous amount of money to do it with, they are basically going to get each one of them is going to get to choose their own house. So in some sense, they're flying the nest, and my wife and I are going to be empty nesters, all at once. That being said, they're not going far. Their houses are still going to be here in the dome. They're just not going to be, they're not going to be living with us, and they're not going to be, they're not going to be living with each other. And they're not even going to have, and their houses aren't going to be they're not going to be up on that upper level. Neither one of them wants to be on the upper level. They'd rather be down here. I wanted our house up there where the other one originally was, just basically because of the noise, the machinery running, the factories running, the productions and everything. My wife is, I guess I haven't told you, my wife is here. She is a teacher. And she is here to teach. Some of that is going to be online. She teaches young kids. She tutors. Some of that is going to be online. Some she will be going into over to the administrative dome to teach there. They don't have an incredible number of elementary age kids at this point, but they do see now that people are here, and as far as the farmers, not many of them have actually brought families along with them, and actually a lot of them are single, and they're here by themselves, so they don't even have a family up here with them, and no plans to bring one. The same can't be said for the workers and everything, and the administrators and everything in the administrative dome. They do have children, and there are already children from them that have been born on Mars. So they are naturalized Martian citizens, I guess you could say, and. So these young kids, especially, and not all of them are from America or England or anywhere like that is an English-speaking country. So the schools here are multilingual. I haven't had to really deal with it any, so I'm not even sure what. My wife could probably tell you. She's had more contact with them about it. But she specifically was teaching English to non-English speakers. So some of that is what she'll be doing. A lot of that is going to be the online, some of the online tutoring that she's going to be doing. But I think, while the numbers of kids still is pretty low. I think what they plan on doing is doing a certain number of days of like a virtual classroom, so the kids can meet with the teachers that way, and then a certain number of days where they actually go to, you know, from their homes and everything, and then they can a certain number of days where they actually go to the school there in the administration dome. So on those days she would meet with them live, and she can go around and help them in person with what they need. So so all of that is happening. Now that we are 1 year in, I realized at one point I kind of told you that I would tell you a little bit more about the how it is that I came to be on Mars, and I have never told that story. So I figure, hey, while we're harvesting here is as good a time as any. So I was and also incorporated in it, of course, is going to be one of the reasons why I created all those extra fields, and I would really love to finish this the challenge here prior to the 20-year limit or deadline that they have given for it. I was not farming at all. I was working at by profession, I am actually a set designer in theater. I was working at a community college in their theater department, and I've been working there for I had been working there for 23 years, and you know, since my youngest son was just right before he started kindergarten, so I've been there for quite a while, and so now we have. So there I was. We had an event, and I ran. You know, we not only did plays and everything, but I run tech for events that come through our performance hall and things like that. And one of the events that came through was talking about this Mars colony program and what was going on for it, and had a full house of people and everything. And I was talking to some of them afterwards and stuff, and I said, I was talking about how, you know, it seemed really exciting, and you know, how I had done farming as a kid, you know, up until, you know, really kind of off and on. I was born onto that farm. Then it got to the point, you know, some family things that I won't bore you with and everything. But then after, by the time I started, or just after I had started kindergarten, just after that, I started only coming back to that farm during the summers, and so I would help with, you know, I got to the point where I was driving tractors and stuff like that, but they were much smaller tractors than what I've used here. I had never used a harvester. We had actually grown tobacco, and they don't do that on the farm anymore. But that was what they did at the time. So I helped a lot with a lot of that harvest. I know when I was a kid, they did corn as well, and they really did corn silage for feeding to cows, because we also had milk cows at the time, and pigs and chickens, and so you know, so they did harvest some of the corn for chickens as well, and so. So anyway, I was talking to them, and I was telling them about that, and that's when, you know, one of them was one of the people that was tasked with recruiting farmers, and they mentioned to me that they had a farmer that they just had to kick out of the program, and there was a farm that already had the equipment here. The dome was sitting here. It was pretty much empty. Didn't have any animals. The fields were empty. It was a start from scratch thing, and they asked me if I was interested. I got a little bit probably too excited about that. I kind of signed up with them on a probationary kind of a half promissory, but with the right to change my mind within a certain time period. I went ahead and did that, and it shocked everybody there, all my coworkers and everything, because I was talking about basically within a month of doing that, I was talking about leaving and coming here to Mars, and I wouldn't be working there after all that time, and I had kind of expected that I would be retiring from there, but that didn't work out, and so that's why But I had probably about 12, 13 years left there before I was going to retire. So that's why, if I can squeeze retirement, if I can squeeze finishing all the tasks set to me in here, oh, yeah, I just remembered I had time stopped there while I was setting everything up in here, so I had to started that going. Sorry about that. I completely forgot to do it. So that's why I was hoping to finish the tasks here, because it's possible that if I can finish them in that 12-year window, when I was originally going to retire, or even less, then that much better for me. So okay, I'll go over here and get this tractor, and we can load that into it. I kind of thought we might I was kind of thinking that I might be able to finish that entire thing before it filled up, but not so much. So anyway, that's why I was really hoping to finish this. Part of the agreement, and this is one of the big draws for this, and one of the reasons why my wife is actually kind of happy that it has turned out the way it has, because she was, needless to say, she was a little freaked out when I told her what I had done, and it took a good portion of that month before I came to kind of settle her misgivings about moving to a different planet, and the fact that I was kind of looking for them to move here with me. And of course, she was involved with teaching and everything there, so she couldn't just leave right away. She had commitments that she had already made. But finally came around, and one of the reasons for it is because when as far as my retirement from here, I am going to retire when I finish this challenge. So if I can do that in half the time, if I can do that in 3/4 of the time, whatever. One of the big draws and the perks, what happens to this farm, all the money, all the equipment, everything like that at the time when I have completed everything. And I have the choice that I could stay here on Mars. I could stay in this dome if I wanted to. I think after the years up here, as good as this is, that I would kind of like to go back to Earth. So that's going to leave this dome without a farmer in it. So they're going to have to end up replacing me. And so that's what I'm thinking. Now, they started me out. I can't even remember, what it was. Was it, 100,000 $100,000 initially that they started me with, and then I got the insurance money from those two damaged cow enclosures, and I sold some of the equipment and bought different equipment, things like that in the beginning to kind of get me started on the way I wanted to farm this. And so basically when I leave, the goal money wise is to have enough in the account that the farm could be sustained. So the amount in the contract is $250,000. As you can see right now, I have quite a bit more than the $250,000. So, in some ways, the money on this map really does not matter because it's not part of the challenge. On the other hand, it does matter quite a bit, really, to my retirement, because everything over that $250,000 amount I get to take with me, and that becomes my retirement. That tells you how much they were trying to incentivize people to come up here. Unless some disaster happens, I am set basically for retirement. Some of that will be used right away when I go back to Earth. What would I like to do? More than likely, I'd like to buy a small farm and some land and kind of putter. Maybe not on the scale that obviously that we're doing here, but a couple of fields, a chance to get out and drive a tractor, and maybe take care of a few animals. That seems like a good retirement to me. So we still haven't decided where we want to do that, but anyway, that's was a great incentive for money. Now, whoever takes over after me, at the end of this, I won't be adding to that money by selling any of the animals, selling any of the equipment, anything like that. All the equipment, all the animals, all the fields that I have created, and any crops that I have sown that are already in the field, and whatever I've set up, all of those will be here as basically as the starting equipment for the next farmer. Now, being the second farmer in and getting all of that to start with, I mean, look at this harvester. I don't think I'll change this one. I'll keep this the entire time, I think. So that farmer is going to come in and get a nice harvester with a big capacity and a wide header and everything. Some really good tractors. The animals are set up. Productions are set up. They're going to have it pretty good, I think. So now, and I don't know with them what the incentive for money will be, because obviously they're going to be starting out with a little bit more, and they won't have to buy as much equipment, and everything is pretty well established and everything. So I'm not sure what they're going to do, and I'll be retired, and I really don't. It's none of my business what they do with them after that. So anyway, that is what I'm looking at, and we will be looking at like where my sons want their houses built. They're looking through anyway the catalog of the ones that they have. All of them are basically kits that they put together. So it could be as simple as like a copy of the trailer that was here when I first arrived. Hopefully not a mess like that one was, and with keys for it. Everything from that to that bunker that I talked about that is going to be in all the new domes with the underground, that takes you on an elevator underground, and I mean it has a couch in there, but it does have a lower level. Not an especially big lower level, but there would be room down there to put a bed. Apparently one of those, I didn't even pay attention to it when I watched the video. Comes with a silo attached to it and a diesel storage. So I don't think either one of them are going to need that. During the time when they're not working, of course, they will. I assume that they will help me here on the. Let's see, where am I going? Wrong way. Go ahead and put that out. And we'll go find our trailer and see if anything else will fit into it. So they'll be helping me here on the farm when they're available to. Neither one of them have done any farming. They did not grow up on a farm like I did, so it'll be a teaching. Oh yeah, that took a whole lot. So anyway, let's get over here into the tractor and off to Colony Storage. So I am going to, I've talked quite a bit through, we harvested all of the wheat field, and I talked all through that, telling you about everything that was going on. I don't know, I probably missed the thing. The worker's probably sitting over there waiting for me, so it's probably full by now, because in talking I completely missed that. So I'm going to go ahead and stick it in a time lapse right here, and we'll go ahead and get this finished, get the take care of the other harvester, and get the rest of the oats put away, and then I'll start my big harvester on harvesting the rest of the big sections of the sorghum. So I'll be back, and I will see you in a few minutes. Okay, wow, I am just making all kinds of mistakes. I left my, sorry, I just left my, I left my mic off, and I'm going to probably have to edit the video until I turned it back on. I did a little jump cut there because, man, that harvesting. I was making all kinds of, I'm just making all kinds of mistakes with my harvesting today and my recording and everything, but hope you can forgive me for those. We have, of course, harvested all of the oats. This is the last full load, anyway, of sorghum. The harvester has now finished. Just had one more pass left to go before it was done. So that's finished. As soon as I get that last bit, we'll take a look at how much we have in here for those two crops now, just to see where those numbers are. Okay. Yeah, so anyway, I did a jump cut for that. I am probably going to of course I have straw to pick up, and you'll see when I get back over there that one of the mistakes that I made was when I moved my big harvester over from the oat fields to start on the sorghum fields, and of course I forgot to turn off the straw on that, so I made more straw than what I had intended to. I have completely filled up the straw for the cows now, and I have filled up straw in one of the pig enclosures. The other one, I put the rest of the straw from that was in this trailer. No, not this trailer. It was in the forage wagon, and I put the rest of that in the other one. But it took all of it, so I don't know. At this point how much it has left. Okay, and let's get around here. Sneak between there. Dirty harvester, but it's done a lot of work today, so let's see if I can get, nope, I'm gonna have to, okay, that last little bit, so, and give it a wash. There we are. Get this out of the way for now. Okay. Wow, 4,600 liters. It's almost not worth doing. But every little bit, like I always say, every little bit counts. So I can see, I guess in this episode, what else do I want to do? Like I say, I do 1 month per episode, and I would really rather not do a second episode in August in order to come back and reseed that field, or those fields that we harvested. It's going to take me a while to pick up the straw anyway off of the oat field, so that one I might do off camera. There are a few other little things I need to update you on this map, or on this in this episode of things that I have done since I saw you last. And I'll put sorghum in there. That's it. And now, let's see. Okay, so sorghum, we now have 153,698 liters of sorghum. And oats, we have 122,841. So those are the top leaders in what we have so far. So I can go ahead and just leave the trailer there. I'll come back for it. Okay, and now we have this hooked to the seeder before we get into the field. Let's see, maybe that was a little dirty, so we'll wash it before we start. Let's go around here, and I can never remember which color of that is the open. Thinking that's it. And okay. Now, question is, what do I want to sow into here? See, I think I've got soybeans going in that far distant section down there past where the loading wagon is over there. Because I guess that was what I put in last with this. So let's see. Let me get out my list of the actual crops that I am planting so I don't accidentally do something else. Oats and sorghum we just did. Sunflowers I think is going to be a big harvest in the next thing. Well, you know what? Let's go ahead and do soybean because we're going to need a lot of it anyway, so what the heck. So I will get a worker going on that and get out of the way so I don't get run over by the drill. Okay, so that's going. I think all of these fields that we had sorghum in, I'm going to go ahead and put soybean in all of those. I think in these fields that had oats in it, let's see, I think that well, you know what? I'll do sorghum in this field. We'll just do sorghum again. It's a quick growing crop, so we might as well. While I am over here, and I can take some time to show you, I added, I had talked about, I have the biogas plant back there, but it only takes 10,000 or 30,000 liters rather at a time, and we're making more slurry than what I can realistically use in that, because it doesn't process it fast enough. So I did get a spreader on that, and I actually spread it. I spread some slurry onto, I think it was the grass field maybe that's in the sheep dome. So, and I don't know, maybe since I've got that, I'll use it on some of these other fields. But I have gotten a new production, so I will come around here, fill this up, and then I will show you what that is. And I put it back behind the cow dome here, along with, back in the same area where I put the biogas plant. And this is one of those things that I think I saw probably on a video about new mods that had come out and stuff like that a long time ago, or I had found it on Mod Hub or something, and I downloaded it, but I've had it in there for a while, but I've never used it. It's this little thing here. Now, there it is, that big biogas plant. Oh, never mind. Or you know what? Do I have to? G, Q. I'll just detach from that because I'm not spreading anything right now. Let's see. Do I dump it here? I guess, yeah. And whereas the biogas plant will take 30,000 liters, believe it or not, this little thing here will take 100,000 liters. So we should be able to put it in there. Now, the good thing about this production is that I can put slurry and manure in here, and it acts as a production, and it will give me I think it's solid fertilizer. So obviously solid fertilizer is something that I use quite a bit of, so that'll take care of that, and it should take care of our storage problem for all the slurry that our cows and pigs are making. So I just wanted to show you that. That was one of the things that Megan asked if I wanted her to take care of for me, and I said, well, I kind of want to show everybody that. So go ahead and leave that, and I'll do it. So we'll go ahead and get out of that. I know the pigs have some, but they're not full or anything, so we're not desperate to empty that right away. But the animals are all doing okay on food. I think all of our productions over there are up and running. I did also because I put in the mayonnaise factory to go with that. There is another little and I've gone this way again, so well, maybe I can get through there. here. There is this little thing here that you can see, which is the mayonnaise sell point. So our production is just down here. You can see it's already got four I always losing that pallets. I keep wanting to say crates, but they're not crates. It's got 4 pallets of that. We've got some what do we got here? Butter and cheese here. That we can take over to the main sell point. Currently no. Let's see. Yeah, that's still chugging away. They are making canola oil, and I guess while I am here, I will take the other tractor here, go back around, and I'm going to go ahead and stick the other seeder, at least the bigger. I do have 3. And this one, what is it? It's blue, I guess. So I'll get that out of my way. And yeah, just make sure not to. I'll just have to make sure not to hook to the roller, which is also blue, sitting right next to it. That'll confuse me probably one of these days. There we are. Come out of here, and like the other, we'll go ahead and make a trip over to get our seed and fertilizer filled up. Oh, and I've rolled right past it, but we'll go ahead and fill that and go back. Fill that. Okay. Yeah, and the reason why I desperately want to get all of these fields resown and everything going with those fields in this is because we are probably set to have a massive we're going to have a massive harvest in the next episode, I do believe. If I am right, then we will be very likely we'll be harvesting the cotton, and there's every chance that we will also be harvesting. Let's see, that's set on soybean too, so yeah, I didn't mean to make straw in this. I meant to turn that off, so I'm just going to go ahead and cultivate that in. Oh, got hit by the drill there a little bit. So those are going, and of course now I don't have a tractor to pick that up. I'll probably go over and get my tractor from the honey. But anyway, this video right now, I've got probably a little over an hour of this already, and that's doing getting pretty long. I'm going to pick up the rest of the straw. I've got that last the pig enclosure to fill with straw for them for making manure, and anything that doesn't fit in there, I'll just put in our fermenter. The fermenter still has straw in it from the last time we put straw in there, and that was, I think, from our first harvest, or the first harvest of crops that we did, and so that's still going. Now, then again, well, I'll decide on that. I have another option. Some of you, after the last episode where I showed you the horse enclosure that is in the old equipment dome that I've converted, just to let you know, the horses have not arrived yet. They were giving me some grief about that too, because there are no horses on Mars, and they were giving me grief because I was only I was only ordering 2. And they thought, well, if we're sending horses, couldn't you make it a little more worthwhile to get a larger group? And I was like, my enclosure only holds 8. I've never, I don't want you to send them here to Mars and have to keep them, in a central, livestock dome somewhere, waiting for somebody else to want to do horses. And so we did. I was only going to get 2. We compromised, and I have increased that, and I'm getting 3 now. So 3 are on their way, but they are not here yet. I do have their enclosure, I think, full of everything that they're going to need, but when they get here, I've even got a couple of bales that I bought. But one of the things, since they do take straw, so that I don't have to buy those bales, I may actually buy a baler and just bale up some of this straw from this field. If I do, I'll show you that. I'll show you that the next time. And I'm actually thinking, instead of a round baler or a large quadrant baler or something like that, I might get a conventional baler and make some smaller bales that can actually be picked up by hand. Especially since, so we don't have to have a machine to do it, since it's kind of tight getting back in there. And that way, Megan and some of her friends or whoever's here can just pick those up and carry those in and drop them in where they're needed. So anyway, that is where I'm going to leave it today. One other thing I did want to update you on, with the last of those maple trees that I planted down here on this lower level, it has gotten our planted trees has now surpassed 6,000. We're, I think, like 26 over now. So we've got less than 4,000 trees left to go. Almost full, but a little bit less. And so that's really exciting. We're on the home stretch here. So. We are definitely, past the halfway point and well on our way. I think there are some more that I'm going to plant down below here. I also planted some of my American elm over in. I can show you. I mean, there's not much to look at right now. I planted a couple of rows of the American elm in here, and where was there's another. Yeah, there. I think that's where I ran out, and I ran out here. Maybe I didn't have enough to get all the way down, and then when I get up here, when I was coming down with this row, and I came around, got up to I guess. This point right here, just short of where this tree and this beehive are. I turned in here and kind of went back and made my way around and went in behind. And so this is kind of my idea. I don't think this forest in here is dense enough. So this is going to be one of the places that I plant some more trees to kind of thicken this up. And I'm probably going to go these are planted in kind of rows, and I want to kind of break that up a little bit. So I'm going to go in between those rows, probably across this way, and probably come back diagonally and drop some trees in that way too. And I think we can squeeze a lot more into this area. So, of our 4,000-ish that we still have to go, I think this is going to be where a lot of them are done. I've still got a lot of room up on the upper level to a lot of place to fill in. But I've also got a lot of trees planted up there that haven't gotten out of their first growth stage yet. So I want to see kind of how dense is it going to be up there. The ones that I've done, I've planted close together, so they are going to be dense. Where they're planted, it's just hard to see what it's going to look like without everything at least in its first growth stage. So I think for a while, and to give them a chance to enter that, I may just concentrate on this area down here. So anyway, that I think is where I'm going to leave you. Anyone who has watched this, if you will do me a favor, and if you could go down below and like the video, subscribe, and ring the bell if you want to get notifications for future videos. And please, feel free to leave me a comment and tell me, things you might like to see on here. Especially if there are other people doing videos on this Mars map, and you think that maybe I haven't seen them, or it's something that I might enjoy, go ahead and let me know. I like seeing what other people are doing with this too. So anyway, I will see you in the next video, and bye for now.